that as far as Hindus are concerned or Dharmiks or Sanatanis are concerned, we don't subscribe to the concept of blasphemy. Proof. Give me citation. Give me a precedent. What is this based on? What is the source? Is it our wishful thinking, or do we know what we are talking about? What is the basis of this position? Sorry? Bhagavad Gita says what? The existence of a dialogue in a particular document is no proof of the fact that blasphemy is not subscribed to. Please, let's not confuse. दो लोग संवाद कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है that blasphemy as a concept is not subscribed to. They are willing to engage in a dialogue, and therefore there is no need for blasphemy as a concept there. Blasphemy as a concept becomes relevant when you and I have fundamental disagreements. Now, Gandhi wanted to basically say, भैया देखो प्रार्थना के तरीके में ही अंतर है, प्रार्थना के तरीके में अंतर नहीं है. प्रार्थना is superficial. सोच में अंतर है. Two-nation theory is not the product of difference in mode of worship, but it is a product of a fundamental distinction in your approach to the supreme consciousness. So when you try and reduce that fundamental philosophical, metaphysical, spiritual distinction to a mode of worship, I must ask you, बच्चे तुम किस स्कूल में पढ़ते हो और कौन से क्लास में पढ़ते हो? Two-nation theory did not arise because he chooses to do a sajda whereas you choose to do a namaste. No. It is because of the thought behind it. Now, in which case, if blasphemy is fundamentally a consequence of two people having such clear distinctions, how do you define the metes and bounds? Now, there are sources, as far as Hindu scripture is concerned, which can get as authentic as possible, where there are injunctions for three things: Go, Brahmana, and Devaninda. The killer of the cow. So Go Hatya, Brahma Hatya, and Devaninda. All three have severe consequences. Severe consequences. And I'm putting this to challenge. Confront me with an opposite source. And I'll give you the source from Atharva Veda. Maharaja Ranjit Singh, with the sword which had Shakti in it, went looking for killers of cows and butchered them. तो हम गो की रक्षा करेंगे लेकिन देवों को छोड़ देंगे? How does this even work? You'll protect the cow but not your devas and devatas. ये कैसा tolerance है? Revisit your notions of tolerance. Revisit the need for tolerance. Revisit the necessity for tolerance. And don't put yourself in a spot and tie yourself into such knots that you'll find it difficult to get out of the particular position when push comes to shove. And don't put yourself in this position merely because you want to show that you're better than the other guy. Why would you want to prove yourself to a brute who detests your existence? What audience are you catering to? And why do you need to cater to this audience? So the question would be, what has been our traditional position? Why don't we take a look at the injunctions? एक मिनट मनुस्मृति को छोड़ दो भाई, ठीक है, उसको छूते ही लोगों को तकलीफ होती है, छोड़ दो. अर्थशास्त्र क्या कहता है? When it comes to treatment of these people, or let's say blasphemers, why don't we read that? Surely Chanakya did not invent stuff. He was drawing from some source. What is that source? Now this would take us to a very, very sensitive territory. So are you therefore saying that your recrafting of Bharat as a civilizational state would mean that the concept of blasphemy is recognized even dharmically? Yes. And there's a good reason for this. You're telling me that as a global minority, the exercise of free speech lands in the same manner on you. As a community that has seen two successive waves of massive colonization, you're telling me that when the other guy cracks a joke, being a global majority who's capable of summoning the ummah from the outside of this country to press into service his position inside the country, you're telling me that the joke will land in the same way as you. So when swastika is slandered and bandied in the world, do you understand the consequences of Bharatiya staying outside? Anybody who's lived in the United States or has relatives in the United States, they'll tell you, people who wear the bindi are referred to as what? Red dots. Red dots. This is not a joke. Please understand that as on date, this civilization is on the cusp of an existential challenge. And therefore, at this stage, you do not have the luxury of indulging in tolerance. Dare I say this? Tolerance will come when there is peace. Today, you're not at peace. And the worst part is, you're not at peace because of the traitors you're producing and less because of the people from outside. Now, therefore, the question would be, if the blasphemer, so to speak, comes from within the community, what's your position going to be? Indulge. करने दो. बच्चे हैं. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? These are instrumentalities and tools in the hands of the other. That must be realized. So I am not presenting a solution. I am simply challenging existing preconceived notions on blasphemy and basically putting out the context in which perhaps you must revisit these notions. Now let's come to the other two issues. So one, blasphemy, my position is very simple. 295A is unfortunately, and I use the word unfortunately, a necessity, because you do not have a response to the street veto of the other side today. And you're not sure that the state is strong enough, virile enough to protect you. And even if it does protect, its protection translates to condolence in 2 lakhs. There is no protection before. Therefore, the one thing that can torment the other side is the law. वो भी छोड़ दें. बचा क्या? You want to enter the boxing ring with both hands tied and a smashed jaw. This is as real as it gets. The one thing that these beheadings have effectively told us is that according to him, this is not an academic discussion. वो संवाद के लिए तैयार नहीं हो रहा है. He is not getting ready for a dialogue. He is getting ready for a battlefield. And it's for you to decide. As Winston Churchill said, while the Hindu sharpens his argument, the other side sharpens his sword. Let's fight the sword with tolerance. That's our civilizational decision. Welcome to your own funeral, not your party.